Hi, it's Rob Bryanton, and welcome back again to the Imagining the 10th Dimension video blog. And once again, we're having a little bit of fun here with some video feedback because today's video blog entry is called Time in Either Direction. And if you'd like to read along with this, you can go to 10thdimension.com/blog. And this is the May 30th, 2008 edition of the blog. Imagining the 10th Dimension was launched at the end of June 2006. As we approach the second anniversary of this project, I continue to be amazed at the new connections that are appearing between my way of visualizing how our reality is constructed and the scientific mainstream. That would not be possible without experts like Sean M. Carroll out there doing the heavy lifting, processing the heavy math, coming up with new leading-edge theories that, like my own project, are designed to help us all towards a deeper understanding of the concept of timelessness. Sean M. Carroll, Senior Research Associate in Physics at the California Institute of Technology, said the following in the June 2008 issue of Scientific American in his article entitled The Cosmic Origins of Time Zero. Among the unnatural aspects of the universe, one stands out: time asymmetry. The microscopic laws of physics that underlie the behavior of the universe do not distinguish between past and future. The arrow of time is arguably the most blatant feature of the universe that cosmologists are currently at an utter loss to explain. That was Sean Carroll we were listening to there. Since the idea of time reversal symmetry and the idea that time is a direction, not a dimension, are both central to my way of visualizing reality, I loved this article. Here's a couple of quotes from the notes attached to the illustrations in that article. They go like this. Our universe may be part of a much larger multiverse, which, as a whole, is time symmetric. Time may run backward in other universes. Now, in my book, there's a chapter called The Flow of Time, which discusses these ideas. In one section of that chapter, the reader is taken through a fanciful thought experiment of what it would be like to meet a creature created from the chemical processes which can logically flow in the opposite direction to our own arrow of time. Now let's go back to that Scientific American article. Here's another one of the quotes from the illustration text. The universe began empty and will end up empty. The appearance of stars and galaxies is a temporary deviation from its usual equilibrium condition. So that's the simple and elegant truth that both Gavin Yorbrand and I have been trying to get people to see for years. The natural equilibrium state before and after the universe begins and ends is the same state. In my model, it is that place where the 0 and the 10 are congruent. The omniverse, the indeterminate quantum fabric, which is the ever-present background to any observed reality. In Gavin's model, he called this the set of all possible states. Same concept. The equilibrium condition that Dr. Carroll's article refers to here can also be thought of as symmetry order, the underlying place where everything balances out, another subject which readers of my blog or my book will know is central to this way of visualizing reality. As the first of my 26 songs attached to this project says, ultimately, everything fits together. In that same Scientific American article, Sean Carroll also said this: according to the rules of quantum mechanics, the total number of microstates in a system never changes. That's important. In other words, no matter what we're trying to imagine for the background to our reality, there's a place outside of time, outside of space, outside of probability, where all possible states for our universe, or any other possible universe, exist simultaneously. Another central concept to both my and Gavin's projects. Let's continue quoting from Dr. Carroll. Indeed, as far as entropy is concerned, it would be even more likely for the universe to fluctuate straight into the configuration we see today, bypassing the first 4 billion years of cosmic evolution. Now that's a recurring theme to Dr. Carroll's article. What cosmologists are wrestling with is how unlikely our own universe and its own unique arrow of time is, and that in fact the low entropy, high order beginning to our universe that we think of as the Big Bang is even more unlikely than the current now we're in. Saying that there is an even more highly ordered state before the Big Bang merely pushes the problem back further and further, unless we can acknowledge what Dr. Carroll and I have been saying. There's ultimately a place of equilibrium where all of these states exist simultaneously, and that is the same state before and after our or any other universe exists. In fact, where you place the starting point within the omniverse really doesn't matter. But that starting point then sets a probabilistic set of processes in motion that represent the return to the natural balance of that equilibrium state, one Planck length at a time. Time can flow in either direction. It can appear to be moving towards more entropy, as it does in our universe, or it can appear to be moving towards less entropy in other possible universes. The important wrinkles which David Bohm's implicate order added and which Gavin Gyorbrand so eloquently built upon is this. There are two kinds of order, and they are called grouping order and symmetry order. Because we see our universe heading towards high entropy, what we think of as the arbitrary starting point for our universe, as per Sean Carroll's ideas we've been quoting here, can be thought of as an expression of the maximum grouping order for that data. And what we think of as the ending point for our universe is really an expression of the maximum symmetry order. In my book, I advanced a similarly fanciful idea. Here's what I said in my book. But why stop there? It could also be possible that the universe didn't actually exist until 1 second ago, which is when the observer turned their attention upon our universe and collapsed the probability wave function into what we now perceive as our reality, complete with a history which each of us believes we remember. Whether the observer came into existence 13.7 billion years ago or 1 second ago, the result will be the same. Out of all the possible timelines which could have existed prior to this moment, through the act of observation, we are now experiencing one of them as our own present and our own history. So, the probabilistic line of time we're moving on is just a move from one kind of order to the other, and a return to the natural equilibrium that exists within timelessness. Amazingly, this means that another universe built from a subset of the multiverse that starts with high symmetry order would experience time as a move to lower, not higher entropy. Everything about that universe would come down to a paring down of choices. Rather than the constantly expanding bush-like branching structure that we experience as we travel down our own line of time, it would be as if eggs could unscramble themselves and exploded bombs could reassemble themselves in that universe. As I've quoted many times, quantum physicists like Seth Lloyd say we can think of our Big Bang as that first yes-no that separates our universe out from all other possible universes. In the reverse time universe, which Dr. Carroll refers to in this article, one would find their universe moving towards that most basic yes-no state of the highest grouping order and the lowest entropy. Isn't that an amazing thought? My song, Big Bang to Entropy, talks about these ideas as well, that we move from and we move towards the very same equilibrium state, and that there's a way to think of our universe and all of its probabilistic states as a single entity once we move beyond the concept of time. So we're going to finish with that song. This is all today from the Imagining the 10th Dimension video blog. I'm Rob Bryanton. Enjoy the journey.
I slowed down till I heard the moon. I heard the moon ringing like a bell. I slowed down till I felt the earth. I felt the planes sliding, skaters on a pond, and I finally felt the long groove moving underneath. Births and deaths of galaxies pounding out the beat, and I finally heard the whole song at once. Big Bang to entropy, Big Bang to entropy, Big Bang to entropy. I slowed down till I saw the sun spinning on a pinwheel's arm, and I saw the long chain of our DNA stretching back to the beginning for so long. And I saw the mighty ocean that surrounds and sustains connecting us together in a song. I slowed down till I saw the song was only one of many, one of many more. And I finally felt the long groove moving underneath, births and decks of galaxies pounding at the beat. And I finally heard the whole song at once. Big bang to entropy, big bang to entropy, big bang to entropy. It begins as nothing, silence at the end. Every song's the same after or before, but the parts in between, there are so very many forms, more than we could ever hope to know.